Miss Alessandra here from the Weston Public Library, bringing you another Fun with Food program. This week, our theme was fairy tales, myths, stories, songs, and rhymes. So our two recipes are recipes that go with a story, and it's a story that you've probably heard of. It's called Harry Potter. So both of our recipes are Harry Potter themed, and they are Pretzel Rod cheese sticks that are actually broomsticks. And our other recipe is our drink, which is Harry Potter butterbeer. And that's actually in the story. Butterbeer is in the story. So this is an imitation of that drink. So if you want to learn how to make these, stay tuned. So our first recipe today is our Pretzel Rod and cheese broomsticks. You only need a few things for this. You need pretzel rods, a cheese stick, a knife, make sure your parents are there to help you, and you're supposed to have chives. I don't have chives, I forgot to get them, so I just cut a few pieces of green paper to imitate the chives, but if you can, get the chives for this as well. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is unwrap your cheese stick. Okay, and you're going to cut this into thirds. So 1, 2, 3. Thirds, as best you can. You don't have to actually measure. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to make 3 broomsticks. You're going to take your pretzel rod and you're going to take one of your pieces of the cheese stick, go to one end and press that pretzel rod into the middle. So see how it's pressed into the middle? Great. And you're going to push that in about halfway. You can kind of feel where it ends up. Okay. And then you're going to start peeling your cheese back to make our broom. And you're going to want to do thin strands here. So it's going to be a lot of thin strands. So I'll show you once I get around the first time. Okay, so that's kind of how it's looking. You want the whole bottom piece to be stranded in thin strands. Okay, so that's our broomstick. Now if you had chives, most brooms have a tie around that bottom piece to keep it connected to the rod. So I'm going to use the green piece of paper to imitate the chive. You would be wrapping the chive around your cheese and you just knot it, and chives are really easy to work with. I just forgot to get it, but that is our little broomstick. All right, so that's one. Let's try again. Again, take your rod, press it in about halfway in, and then just start peeling at your other end of your cheese. There we go. It's very tedious, but it is cute to have these little broomsticks if you can get there. The thinner you do, the more it looks like a broom. This guy's not coming out too well, so I'm not doing them thin enough. Try to make them a little thinner. Okay, so there's my broom. And again, as if this was a chive, I'm just wrapping it around about a 1/4 of an inch from where it starts. can kind of see how far down I do it. And that's our little broom. So now I have 2 brooms. And finally, I'll do the last one again to the bottom, about halfway in, and then just peel back that cheese. And obviously this goes along with Harry Potter because they fly on broomsticks, especially when they're playing Quidditch, right? So there's my little broomstick. Again, just wrapping around the chive. Right now I'm just using green paper, but it would be a chive if you wanted it to be all edible. And that's my other broomstick. So here are my 3 broomsticks for Harry, Ron, and Hermione. There we go, little broomsticks. And that is our Pretzel Rod and Cheese Stick broomsticks. If you want to stay tuned for our drink, we'll be making butterbeer. For our butterbeer recipe, you are going to need the following items: cream soda, butterscotch topping, butter, and if you would like to do the topping, you're going to need heavy cream, powdered sugar, and more of that butterscotch topping. You're also going to need a mixing bowl, some measuring cups, and a tablespoon. So if you want to learn how to make the butterbeer, here we go. I've already measured out the things that I'm going to need, so I'm going to put these things aside and use what I've measured out, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix my drink, the soda part, in this measuring cup, so then I can pour it into my drinking cups. So this is for 2 8-ounce glasses. My cups are a little smaller, so this would make 4 of these, but originally this is for 2 8-ounce glasses if you're doing the topping. Otherwise, it's for 1 8-ounce glass. So you're going to need 1 cup of cream soda. You're then going to mix in a 1/2 cup of your butterscotch topping. I'm going to pour that right in to this. I have a knife over here, so I'm going to scoop that out as best I can. This is a very, very sweet drink. Again, it's an imitation of the drink they actually have in Harry Potter, which is called butterbeer. I'm going to put that to the side, and then I'm going to combine my butter, which I have over here, and you need a 1/2 tablespoon of butter. Okay, so put that over there. And now I'm going to take a mixing spoon to mix this together. I'm using softened butter, so if you have hard butter, you could stick it in the microwave. If it's softened, it should mix well. So I'm just mixing it up. It looks pretty weird right now. Okay, gonna just try and get that butter to melt down a bit. I'm just mixing it up. Okay. You can do this hot as well if you wanted to warm this up after it's all mixed. Stick it in the microwave, and then you can put your topping on, which I'll show you how to make as well. Okay. Still have a little bit of butter there. I'm going to put this aside while we make our topping. So that's our drink. Now I'm going to get a mixing bowl out, And if you don't want this topping, it's a whipped topping, you don't have to do this portion. You can just do the drink part. But if you do want the topping, you're going to have to get your heavy cream. So this is 1 cup of heavy cream. I'm going to pour that in here. 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Again, this is a very sweet drink. Kids will really like this drink. And I'm going to measure out once again. Just put these in here for right now. Another 1/4 cup of our butterscotch topping. Okay, and I'm going to pour that in. Again, as best I can, I'm going to scrape that out and then mix this together for our whipped topping. Okay, so I'm mixing this together. This may take a while, so just mix it up as best you can until it forms stiff peaks. So you want that heavy cream to be not just watery. Okay, so now to get your drink ready, get your cups. Again, 8-ounce cups are best. I have these little guys, so I'm gonna do, it would end up being about 4 of these little guys. So not all the way, because I want to leave room for that topping. Okay. So those are my soda drinks. And then the topping is going to get poured right on top to make a foam. Can you see the foam coming? There it is. And that is our imitation butterbeer. I hope you enjoy this, and if you make this at home, let me know if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if you ate it with your Pretzel Rod and cheese stick broomsticks. I'd love to hear what you think. So I hope you had fun with this, and I'll see you guys next week.